Welcome to Lost Girl Therapy. Here's the biggest lesson that I learned with POTS when it comes to myself. I was a people pleaser. I was somebody who ignored my own needs to prioritize everybody else's. And the moment that I got sick with POTS, I had no choice but to meet my own needs. And the biggest fight that I ever had was with myself, where it came to, do you prioritize your own needs or do you still continue to people please? Because I desperately wanted to keep being the version of myself that did not have POTS, that could still go out and do all of the things and never disappoint someone, to my own physical detriment, to the point that I would be wrecked. And I didn't feel comfortable saying no to things because I would be like, what is somebody gonna think about me? What are they gonna think if I'm not able to keep up? And there was so much guilt and so much internal dialogue that I was a disappointment that I couldn't sit in that space anymore. And I started thinking of myself in two totally different ways. I had my external self and then I had my internal self. And my external self was the people pleaser. It was a person who wanted to make sure that nobody was ever disappointed and that I never let them down, no matter what the ask was, big or small. Then I had my internal self, and my internal self had a lot of things and a lot of signals that it kept asking me to meet that I was ignoring. So all I did was I tried to meet the signals of my internal self. Every time that I got a hunger cue, I tried to eat. Every time I was thirsty, I tried to have a drink of water. My body said slow down, I tried to slow down. I went back to meeting my basic needs. This is like Maslow's hierarchy 101. I went back to the bare minimum of meeting my needs no matter what the signal was. I stopped listening to the shoulds, like, well, you ate 2 hours ago, you should be okay for the next 5. No. There was no more shoulds. I took all of those and threw them out the window. What I went with is, my body's telling me that I'm hungry. My body's telling me that it needs movement. My body is telling me that it needs rest. How do I meet that need now? And here's the funny thing. The moment that I started listening to that, the moment I started meeting my internal needs, all of my intuitive needs and the larger life needs started coming into more clarity. Like, I need a different version of life. I need to do something different with my career. I need to go out and do something that does not align with who I am right now, and that's okay. But I trust myself to figure it out. And the moment that I did that, the moment that I met my needs, my intuitive side popped up and I started designing a whole different life, because it was simply another need that I had to meet, and I was not paying as much attention and I was not investing as much time in trying to be the other version of self that wanted to live up to any standard that somebody else had set. And if you were somebody who is a people pleaser, if you were somebody who's like, I am scared to get to know who I am, do not wait for chronic illness to strike, okay? I say this to every client. Autoimmune is a people pleaser's disease. It is a result of ignoring your own needs. Yes, there are of course other things. There is trauma, there is like biological predisposition, sure. All of that, but it's also a people pleaser's thing. Every single time we negate our own needs, whether that is I'm just not going to eat right now because I don't think it's socially appropriate, or I am not going to do something that I really love because I don't think that people are going to receive that well. Every single time that we negate ourselves, we push our souls into a corner, we are telling our body that we don't care. And if you are trying to heal from people pleasing, the first thing that you need to do is go back to your physical self and say, I care about you. I care about you more than I care about what other people think. And the moment that that starts happening, everything gets better. Everything gets better. Is it going to feel rocky? Are you going to have a lot of guilt? Is there going to be some disappointment? Is there going to be old people-pleasing habits that show up? Yes. But that does not mean that in the long run, you're not going to feel better. And now I know immediately, if I don't listen to a signal, everything's going to hell in a handbasket. Whether that is, I didn't eat, okay, that's gonna have detrimental effects. Or I didn't listen to my signal that I didn't want to do this one thing and I went along with it, and now I'm like wrapped up in some shit that I don't want to be in. Listen to yourself. You can prioritize your needs without being selfish, without needing to break entirely from the crowd. You just have to pay more attention to who you are in every single moment of the day versus who you want people to see you as.